Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this wonderful world of ours. Welcome back to the Laptop Pound OOTP 23 stream. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful start to your Thursday. Yes, it is almost Friday. Lots to go through today. We have to look in on all three teams. We're going to play historical replay number 15 to find out who our next winner is to go into the qualifying tournament for the all-time champion. We are going to rip some packs. We're going to talk about the new missions tonight. And of course, it is our Thursday giveaway. So stay tuned. We will be right back after the beautiful 30-second countdown. Welcome back. Yes, welcome to this Thursday episode number 51. Again, so much to go through today. We are going to play historical replay number 15. We're going to check in on all three teams. We're going to open packs, talk about the new missions tonight. And of course, we do have our giveaway coming up a little bit later too. So, as I always do, like to chat with the community a little bit before we get rolling on this cold winter day. The movie I went to go see on, I guess that was on Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember, but I went to see Babylon, as I mentioned on the last stream with Brad Pitt. Really good movie, really enjoyed it. It gets 8 barks out of 10. I don't recommend you take your kids to it. I think it's kind of that over 18 kind of movie. Very cool kind of timepiece movie. You know, when Brad Pitt's in movies, it's probably a little weird, a little quirky, but really good. And that's what this was. This was kind of set back in Hollywood right when kind of the silent films were transitioning over to the talkies, kind of that time period. Really good movie. Recommend that you go see. It's probably going to be nominated for a lot of awards coming up. Saw that one. And you get a chance, if you're looking for a movie to go check out Babylon. But like I said, don't take the kids to it. Rob V fan, welcome back. You drafted a ridiculous perfecto team yesterday. Schmidt, Hornsby, Jeter, Gooden, Rivera, and a bunch of Plat 4 pitchers made it to the top 8 so far. Hey, Rob, you are learning. You're figuring out the draft strategy. I like everyone that you mentioned there. Maybe Jeter wouldn't be my best choice for a shortstop, depending on which other options that you had. But Plat 4 pitchers, Newhouser, Babe Adams, Bobby Matthews, maybe even a Bunning, might be pretty decent. Of course, I still look for the Satchel Pages, the Maddox, who else have we got? Randy Johnson, Mike Mussina. There's still a lot of really good, perfect pitchers that I might take over the Plat 4, but it all depends on how you want to build your roster. So really good that you made it to the top 8 so far. Yeah, this week I've been pretty good in those perfectos. Finished second in one, and finished in the semifinals in another. So usually that's not my main forte, is the perfectos, but I did well in a couple of them this week. So congratulations on that. Keep us updated. You kind of want to make at least the final 4. That's where you start getting into diamond choice packs. If you can make the final 4, you're guaranteed at least a low diamond choice pack. Second place, you get the high diamond. And of course, first place, you get that at least probably $80,000 to $200,000 card that many are looking for missions. So congratulations, Rob, on that. Well, weather. We are foggy at minus 12 degrees Celsius, or 11 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what we are looking at in Edmonton right now. I know there are a few users, Fabtron from Edmonton, a few other OOTP users from the Alberta region. So that's what we are experiencing. Going to get some snow on Sunday and Monday. Across North America, let's look at some of the temperatures I can get jealous at again. Miami looks like the hot spot in the contiguous USA, the 48 states, not including Alaska and Hawaii. It's funny, when I taught, and it's almost a year now that I've been retired from teaching. We're closing in on that year mark. And when I taught, we don't have a lot of American curriculum. We talk about a little bit about American politics and the Electoral College and how that compares to our parliamentary system. We look at little bit with the Industrial Revolution coming to America, of course, the Great Depression, we cover quite a bit, and then America's entry in World War I in 1917 and World War II in 1941. So that's kind of the extent of what we cover for American content. A lot of Canadian content, a lot of European content with Russian Revolution, Spanish Civil War, French Revolution, Battle of Hastings, in England, a bit with England. Because remember, we kind of still belong, well, not technically, but we kind of were part of the Commonwealth right up until 1982, basically, when the Queen came over and kind of gave us our unconditional freedom. So not a lot of American content, but of course, America comes up a lot in discussions and current events, and often I ask, hey kids, how many states are there in the US? And it's surprising. I get 3 common answers. The most common answers are 48, 50, and 52. In fact, probably over 50% of my students guess 52 because they're a little confused. They think there's 50 kind of joined together, the contiguous area, and then they add the 2, Alaska and Hawaii. And they don't realize that, no, it's 48 plus 2. Plus, I guess a lot of territories. You guys have a lot of territories too, like Puerto Rico and Guam and those places like that, which I find it interesting in your elections that residents of the territories can't vote. But anyone else that's an American citizen in the 50 states or abroad on a military base or even up in space, they can vote, but they can't vote in the territories. At least that's my understanding. You stink at El Perfecto, but it's fun drafting. I completely agree. Take out this week, Cubs fan Steve, and I'm right there with you. I did have a couple good ones this week, but it is the most fun perfect draft because every round is good cards. You just have to make sure that you don't forget to get at least 2 catchers. That's the key. Or 11 and 12 pitchers. What else do we got? Cubs fan Steve, speaking of you, it looks like you're about 72 degrees right now. Nashville at 67. Steve, you're warmer than Honolulu, which is at about 65 degrees. They're at like 8:30 in the morning right now in Honolulu. So yeah, they're a few hours behind. So when Erie said morning ? Yeah, some of us are still technically in the morning. It is 11:25 here, so early afternoon, I guess you would call it. But Honolulu, yeah, they're still early in the morning. What else do we got? San Jose 56, same with San Francisco. So California, Southern California has kind of got out of the big wave of rain. It's kind of hitting now Washington, Oregon, Northern California, but still more rain forecast over the next week, sweeping in to the West Coast. Coldest temperatures, well, Americans, Canadians, Europeans, Asians, be glad that you are not in Eureka, because right now in Eureka, at 1:28 in the afternoon, it is minus 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, minus 49 degrees Fahrenheit. Kind of glad where I am. So when we look at where Steve is in Orlando at 72, that's a difference of what, 131 degrees temperature swing? 131 degree Fahrenheit temperature swing between Orlando and Eureka. Edmonton, we're kind of around the 10th spot on the list in terms of cold temperatures. We're 7 degrees and much better than Eureka, that's for sure. And I don't know if Gora goes in the chat, but as I was watching the weather last night, which I sometimes do, I noticed that his area, the Cincinnati area, was in kind of an area where there could be some severe storm weather. So right now it's kind of showing 55 degrees and rainy, but they were just kind of north of or just south of a major kind of weather system. So that was supposed to hit right around now for the next few hours. So yeah, Gora, go in the chat. Are you getting lots of rain there? What's your weather like? Because it looked like it was going to get kind of nasty for you there. Yeah, I remember that show. I loved that show. A little bit of a quirky show, but nonetheless really cool. Some of the characters and some of the happenings. I loved those kind of shows. I think Warehouse 13 was another one. Really quirky, offbeat kind of shows, but definitely you don't want to go up to Eureka. Don't book a plane ticket to Eureka. Thank you for those that have followed recently. Some I didn't mention last stream because it was right at the end of the stream. Nightcap 49, thank you for the follow. M. Whiffen, thank you. Or is that M. Wife N? Tomato, potato. Breakdown 91221. Sounds like a California zip code there. And just recently, 69 Mets fan. Miracle Mets fan, 69 Mets fan. Thank you for the follow as well. Thank you once again to all the subscribers, to those of you that have subscribed for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. Thank you so much. And you should see some new emotes in the emote section for the subscribers. Some of them that will come in handy a little bit later as we look at packs and evaluate the card market. So once again, thank you guys for tuning into the channel Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Also, if you're new, always like to mention my YouTube channel because that was my genesis in content creation. Started on YouTube back in May, came over to Twitch in September, and in the meantime, all my rebroadcasts. So all of these Twitch broadcasts, I edit them, I take out the commercials, a little bit of basic editing, and then I put them on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this not live, welcome to you as well. Thank you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a like, share, subscribe to the channel. I've got like 1,000, I think, subscribers on YouTube, and I thank each and every one of you for subscribing there. So I'll just kind of post that in the chat here. Many of you are new and you want to check out the YouTube channel where I have all of these streams from Twitch, plus I have a lot of videos to do with my Rocky Mountain Gladiators. Yeah, the Gladiators, probably close to 100 of those. I've got some tutorials on Ace of Iron, Ace of Bronze. If you want to try and win some free packs, I show you my lineup, or at least what the lineup was when I made the videos, and many other things. I did a video where we meet a couple of the other affiliate streamers. Yuka and Tesuiji, had a good conversation with them. That's on there, and tons of other things that you might find useful or entertaining, including a 10-part OOTP for dummies. Not that you're a dummy, just kind of a takeoff on the book series that was extremely popular. So OOTP for Dummies, 10 episodes right from how to set up your account on Perfect Team, missions, how to gain perfect points, what your strategy should be in tournaments, how to tweak your lineup, and then kind of a few wrap-up episodes with some other little fine-tuning or slider settings that you might want to consider. And of course, defense strategies, because defense is really important when you're playing Perfect Team. So yeah, check those out. Teach you a little bit about the customized menus. And like I said, lots of Rocky Mountain Gladiator videos there too. So hope you have a chance to check that out. Later today, usually towards the end of the stream, is the double 10-pack giveaway. So I know some of you here today have won some of those packs in the past, and some of you have pulled pretty good cards from either the drops or from the giveaway packs. So stay tuned for that. 2 of you will win 10 packs probably at the end of the stream. However, when I start opening packs, if I get one of my 3 sought after cards, the perfect Frank Thomas, the perfect Ty Cobb, or the perfect Randy Johnson, I'm going to give away 10 packs like that. So probably the odds are they're going to be at the end of the stream, but you never know. I have pulled a couple really good cards over the past few months. All right, so be prepared for that. Tonight, we have Dish coming on 9 p.m. Not only should you go watch to get your 5 free drops from Dish, so you can get 10 overall for today, 5 from my stream and 5 from Dish, but he will be announcing the Milestone 1 set. I don't know if they're going to be new cards or if they're just going to be missions. I haven't seen confirmation either way. My guess is that it's going to be just missions. So basically completing missions to get some of these good cards. And likely it's going to be a lot of the cards that have been released in the last month. That's your Immortal set. That's your First Timer set. That's your December birthday set. So anything that's kind of not in a mission now that has recently been released, probably a lot of those cards are going to be in these missions here. Or any card that has been released for months that isn't in a mission could be in those too. So again, stay tuned. 9 o'clock tonight, we will find out what the new missions are. And if you own a lot of cards already, you might auto-complete them. You might finish the missions automatically, as long as the servers hold out tonight. Yeah, Thursday night after Dish Presents, a little bit tough on the servers. People are pulling packs and buying cards on the card shop. It can get a little bit busy. If you have not checked out the OOTP website, a must. You should do that because it has a lot of information there for you on the forums you can join, the downloading of OOTP Go for your mobile device so you can play Perfect Team and all your quick tournaments on the go, and of course how you can get part of the OOTP Discord community, one of the best gaming communities out there. A small group compared to, EA or Call of Duty or Fortnite, but a very, very supportive group of people that is willing to share their secrets, their information, and help you with any questions that you might have. So go check out the website. Let's check out the Twitter. Anything new posted today on the Perfect Team Twitter? Nope, no new updates there. Well, let's talk real baseball because there's been a lot of movement in the last 48 hours. So if you are a big baseball fan, real baseball fan, there has been some moves. Yesterday, Kansas City making a couple moves. I always find it interesting they announce when players change their number, and I'm not sure what the reason for that is. We don't see that in hockey, but I guess Jan Gomez changed to number 15. Maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's for licensees, for people that sell merchandise so they can make new product with the new number. And yes, no LE card yet this week. So probably Cobra, I'm thinking maybe tonight they'll announce them. If they don't announce, because usually it's Monday afternoon that we see the LE card. Maybe tonight, maybe I'm pretty sure we'll see at least one or two 25. Usually it's the 25 limited editions. What else do we got going on? Diamondbacks signed free agent Zach Davies. I'm kind of just looking for names that I noticed from Perfect Team, some of the cards. Who else do we got? Michael Tonkin changed his number. So if you got a Michael Tonkin jersey, I guess you gotta fix it. Never heard of the guy. No other real big names at the top. Kansas City, a lot of big moves. Minnesota, of course, a lot of big moves. Well, minor moves, I guess. Darwinson Hernandez traded by the Red Sox to the Orioles for cash. And Miami trades Miguel Rojas to the Dodgers for Jacob Amaya. And the Phillies sent Francisco Morales to the Lee Valley Iron Pigs. Look at that logo. Look at that Lee Allen, Van Allen Belt Iron Piggy logo. So there we go. There's the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. That'd be an interesting uniform. I tell you, minor league teams have the most unique, comical names. And I think it's merchandising, right? It's to get butts in the seat, having these unique names. Same with hockey. Hockey, the minor leagues, they have some unique names. Today, let's see if there's anything on the wire. Yes, the Red Sox. Yuka, what do you think about Corey Kluber? Corey Kluber, past his prime, going to the Red Sox. They get another right-handed pitcher, and therefore they designate Connor Siebold for assignment, and the Mariners pick up center fielder A.J. Pollock. Y'all are familiar with A.J. Pollock. The Flying Squirrels? What's the, do you know the city name of that, Erie? What are the Flying Squirrels? Korea, yeah, that's got to be like a Guinness Book World Record there. Korea signed with his third off-season team. What was it? Was it Yankees, Minnesota, Boston? I don't know. I can't remember the first two. I'm pretty sure Boston or the Yankees was one of them. Red Sox legend. Yeah, Red Sox legend Corey Kluber. Yeah, maybe we get a milestone Corey Kluber tonight in the set. So welcome DA 186. I'm sure DA will be on tonight to talk about the new cards. He tends to come on every night every Thursday night after dish streams, and he kind of shows the new cards, gives his statistical analysis, shows you some charts and some information. So yeah, if you haven't checked out DA 186, make sure you do that on Twitch tonight after dish streams. Richmond, so it's the Richmond Flying Squirrels. And Korea almost completed the Edwin Jackson circuit. Hey, the off-season, it's only January, Rob. Many things can happen. I'm sure he'll make the tour. Maybe he'll go out west, with San Francisco, Seattle, come up to Canada, to Toronto. He'll end up somewhere. Yeah, it's one of those memes. Hockey has a few of those players that have, played for 10 or more teams in the NHL in their career. And yeah, it's kind of become their legend. once they retire. All right, on the main OOTP, there we go. So Out of the Park, Twitter has posted the Twins, or retweeted the Twins. He is home. Carlos Correa. Yeah. What else have they posted? Another kind of meme there. Now this gets us excited. I take it that the OOTP team are a huge Twins fan. A lot of Twins content. We will not retweet the Judge guy saying Correa passed his physical. Okay? And we're halfway through the offseason, and we've already made some big changes to our Red Sox lineup. Yeah, TJ and his Red Sox, his Boston Red Sox series every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Where again, you can get 5 drops from TJ. So he was on a couple nights ago, continuing that Red Sox series. Yeah, Erie, I wonder why. Why would it that OOTP be huge on the Tigers? Or the Mets? Tigers or Mets? We know Rich Grisham is a huge New York Mets fan. And of course, Dishnet is a huge Tigers fan. So makes sense. East Coasters, people towards, Midwest. I'm out West. So we tend to follow the teams that are closer to us. You know, when I was growing up, we got one football game a week. One, on our 3-channel TV. And it was always a West Coast team. So typically your Seattle, which I'm sporting today, of course, might have noticed that. The old Seattle Seahawks. Because, when you didn't have cable, when you didn't have satellite or, streaming on demand, we didn't get the choice of all the teams. We had either 49ers, the Seahawks, maybe once in a while we would get a Buffalo Bills game. And then, of course, the Monday Nighter. We always got that too. Yeah, I read that too. The Tigers are moving the fences. Interesting. Moving the home run fences. All right, we've got our first ad break coming up here, guys. So stay tuned. We will get back and we will play our historical replay number 15 back in about 90 seconds. And for all you subscribers, hey, how you doing this Thursday afternoon? We can talk about all those followers behind their back. No, just kidding, just kidding. But it definitely is nice not to have the ads. I know when I'm watching other streamers, I'd rather have the splash screen and the music than the ads all the time. So nice little perk of being a subscriber. All right, we are back. Welcome back after those ads. And again, thank you so much for all of you that are tuning in today. And a very, very, very special thank you. Just noticed it there from about 10 minutes ago. This involves the big screen. Thank you to Budweiser Bob for subscribing, the number 12th subscriber. You don't have to watch those ads anymore. You get to use all those emotes. So thank you so much for subscribing with your Prime membership. Yes, if you are a Prime member on Amazon, guess what? You get one free monthly subscription. Every month you get to subscribe to any of the Twitch streamers free and be part of their subscriber community. So thank you so much, Bob. I could sing you a song if you want. Are you a big country fan? I don't know. Do you listen to a lot of country, or or what? I could give you like a nice romantic song. I could give you the Tina Turner song. How about I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt. I'm too sexy for my land, too sexy for my land. Some right said Fred. Hey, maybe that's your walk-up song. Hey, I bet you that's your walk-up song when you come up to the plate. With Budweiser in your name, I had to give you the most cheesiest thank you song. So Budweiser Bob, thank you so much for the subscription and for tuning in whenever you can. All right, let's check out the comments before we move on. And yeah, I did put DA's Twitch link there in the chat, so feel free to check him out tonight. Just pulled Matt Kemp from your drop here. As DA would see on his stream, let's go! Yes, let's go! Love to hear it, DA. Excellent that you pulled one of those really good cards from one of the drops here. I've been hearing that a lot lately, that people are pulling some really good cards, and maybe it's because I pulled an Ellie Grove while watching Gorgo on Saturday, and now you guys are pulling pretty good cards watching me, so it's nice to see that circle. So congratulations. Yeah, you never know. He probably will be part of the mission, so that's going to save you from buying some cards there. You'll be on tonight and on tomorrow night for a birthday stream. Wow. Happy 30th birthday there, DA. And some giveaways tomorrow. Well, feel free to drop the times that you're going to be on. I know tonight you'll be on after Dish, so probably Dish is usually on for just over an hour. So you'll be on probably around 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you know your time for tomorrow, let me know. Well, I'm only 40, DA, so you must be only 30. All right, let's continue on here, guys. Let's go to our historical replay. So this is the 15th game. Just going to remove this and bring up my other screen. Give me 1 second. Of course, I have to have it showing before I can bring it up. So yes, more giveaways. Going to have some giveaways at the end of this stream. And then, of course, we are going to have giveaways with DA tomorrow to celebrate his birthday. His 30th birthday. All right, so we are, one thing I like to do is connect OOTP to the baseball past. And one way that we do that is by playing our tournaments, where we spin the wheel and we figure out which two teams are going to play off. And we've done this 14 times already. And these are the winners of those 14 games, right back from the 1901 Americans up to the 2008 Orioles. So these will play off against each other in the 16-team Tournament of Champions. And then we'll have the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and so on. So that's what we're kind of doing here. Again, when you are playing OOTP, you have to remember that a lot of times these are players we're not overly familiar with. So when you play OOTP, there's different eras that you can play. And I've shown you this graph before, this chart before. It's well known on Discord. When you're drafting your team, you don't always need 11 pitchers. You don't always need 12 pitchers. It depends on the era of the draft. You have to really look at the era. If it's 1993, well, then you're in the power years. You need 5 starters and probably 7 in the pen. If you are drafting in 1920, it's the dead ball era. 2 to 3 starters. And you don't need many people in the pen. So again, really kind of consider the era that you're drafting for. Don't draft 12 pitchers if it's a 1921 draft. You don't need them. Use those extra slots for more hitters. So in the Discord, great place to find information. Big shout out and credit to Xtolforus and Aster, who, there's many good statistical. DA is one of them. Cobra is another 39 Cobra. Your Kidneys, of course. X and Aster and Durden and Warbot. All these people that crunch the numbers and then provide them to us. So they have put together the chart that I've shown you here. This is the simple version, but they've put together a more detailed version showing the era that was that time in baseball, the starting pitcher count that you would need, the relief pitcher count that you would need, and then just a bunch of numbers that I don't really understand. Because as you know, I go by the feel of the game and the players. Stats sometimes I look at, but we all play the game a little bit differently. So again, if you're not on Discord, you should get on Discord to access a lot of this great information that is available for the OOTP community. So big shout out to all our statistical and analyzers for crunching those numbers. So one thing I like to do is to look back before we play our historical game, look back on baseball history. And before I do that, let me just go back up to the chat because I saw Rob saying, there he is. Hey, you made it out of the quarterfinals. So you're guaranteed at least a low diamond. Congratulations, Rob. That is a tremendous. There's 128 teams and you are in the final 4. Good stuff. Oh, and tomorrow you'll be on from 12 to 3 Eastern. So 12 to 3:30 Eastern. And then you're going to raid into EVC's Friday stream. Okay, good to know. Cobra says 30. That's just a young buck. Yeah, I agree. He's not 30. He's not 30. I just made that number. Made him feel better. Since he pulled the Kemp card, I just thought, let's say he's 30. He's probably a little older than 30. Okay, Tim Buck 2, 1981. I think you need those numbers if you have program code to model. Okay. Yeah, I know Your Kidneys has put out a fantastic Excel sheet that you can plug things in and shows you which players are ideal for your park settings. Like I said, there's just so much resources, so many resources out there for us to access, and I like to shout them out and give them credit whenever I can. Does this extend to Perfect Draft 2? Yes. That's why they always have the year by the Perfect Draft. So it'll say modern era or 1993. Some of the Perfectos are 1992, I believe. I think it's the evening one that might be 1992. So you definitely want to build a lineup based on the era for that draft. Yeah, don't assume that all drafts are going to be modern era, because they're not. Okay, so this day in baseball history. Way back in 1920, when I don't think any of us were watching baseball, not even DA. DA wasn't here back then. 1920, a plan developed by Charles Ebbets, of course, Ebbets Field, is finally adopted. where they decided that they will draft players from the minor leagues in inverse order of the final standings. So something that we see right up till today, we see it in hockey, we see it in basketball, we see it in football, where the worst teams get the higher picks. And of course, they've incorporated lottery picks into the drafts now. So that was, 103 years ago that they came up with that system. Very cool. Next, this day back in 1946, the Boston Red Sox, big, huge star, one of the best cards in the game, Ted Williams, is discharged from the U.S. Marine Air Corps after a 3-year stint serving in World War II. Did you guys know that? That Ted Williams served in World War II? Of course you did, because you're baseball nerds. Of course you did. But yeah, on this day in 1946, he discharged and returned to the major leagues by hitting .342 and 38 home runs and 123 RBIs. I'd say that's a successful return to baseball. So that happened in 1946. Back in 1972, this is more around probably when DA is, in diapers. Maybe this is when he was around. Detroit Tigers owner, here you go, Dishnet. Detroit Tigers owner John Fetzer announced that the Tigers have signed a lease to build a $126 million dome stadium along the river in downtown Detroit. 52,000 seats, 60,000 for football, lawsuits, a failed bond issue, and the construction of the Silverdome in nearby Pontiac will eventually kill the idea. So, talking about ballparks earlier and moving the fences in Detroit, well, on January 12th, 1972, there was some ballpark news. Of course, got to talk about my Jays and news with the Jays. In 1982, the January draft. The Blue Jays used the number 1 pick on outfielder Cash Beauchamp, the legend. He must be in the Hall of Fame now, but right, DA? Is Cash Beauchamp in the Hall of Fame for the Toronto Blue Jays with his Blue Jay cap on? Followed by taking catcher Troy Aifner, another legend. But the Twins, picking third, take outfielder Kirby Puckett. Never heard of the guy. Meanwhile, the Reds chose pitcher Randy Myers in the first round, and the Mets would select Cal Daniels in the third round. The 433rd pick overall is outfielder John Candelosi, taken by the White Sox. So yeah, great pick by the Twins. So it sounds like the Blue Jays messed up what could have been. Mind you, 12 years later, they would win a World Series, and a year later, a second World Series. So I think they would take that trade-off, because if they take Puckett, who knows what kind of timeline the Jays would have been on. And they may never have won a World Series. Yeah, they'd get a really good player. Doesn't mean they're going to win a World Series, though. And they did have Devon White, Devo. He was a pretty good center fielder for the Jays. So a little bit of a missed opportunity. A few Hall of Fame elections on this day. First one we have in 1983. Gotta love the pop-ups. In 1983 on this date, we had a couple players you might be familiar with. Juan Marichal and Brooks Robinson are elected into the Hall. Also, on this day in 1988, Willie Stargell. Who didn't love Willie Stargell? Cobra, this one's for you. January 12th, 1988, Willie Stargell elected into the Hall of Fame. Man, what a personality, what a player, what a teammate. And of course, he was the one that inspired and requested We Are Family to be the Pirates theme song. Yes, it was Willie Stargell during a rain delay that called up to the head guy in charge of the music and said, "Hey, can you play on the loudspeaker during this rain delay, We Are Family? And as a joke, can you put down it's the new official song of the Pittsburgh Pirates?" And the guy did it. And it stuck. And it became the official song for the Pirates. All thanks to Willie Stargell. Yeah, you never know, right? You never know, DA. That's why we have OOTP, because we can go back. And if we started a season in 1982 and did the draft and the Jays select Kirby Puckett, that'd be a fun one to do. A redraft from 1982. Because maybe the Jays win more than two, and maybe they win them earlier, because he definitely helped the Twins. And speaking of Hall of Famers, on this day in 1994, left-handed pitcher Steve Carlton, he's kind of been in the news, OOTP, is elected to the Hall. On this day, what would that be? Almost 30 years ago. 29 years ago. And in 1999, we have an all-time record. Mark McGwire, his 70th home run is sold at auction for $2.7 million. The buyer is later revealed to be Todd McFarlane, who creates the Spawn comic book series, mini action figures. The price tag surpasses the record of $126,000, just by a little bit, which was a Babe Ruth home run ball. I don't know. Paying 20 times more for Mark McGwire compared to Babe Ruth? Which would you rather have? I think I'd rather have a Babe Ruth home run ball. I know the uniqueness of Mark McGwire. It's a one kind of thing, but Babe Ruth, how many of those can be out there? So very cool. Instead of We Are Family, we are OOTP. Hey! All right, Erie, your job, make up lyrics. You make up the lyrics, and I'll sing it on a show. Next time we talk about the Pirates. We are OOTP. Yeah, I love it. Very creative. Also, on this day in 2004, 19 years ago, less than 3 months since retiring, Roger Clemens returns to sign a $5 million. It's pretty low compared to today. A $5 million one-year contract with the Houston Astros. The 41-year-old holds a record 6 Cy Young, including with the Toronto Blue Jays. And he cites his Houston home and his friendship with teammate Andy Pettitte among his reasons for pitching for another season. It includes a 10-year personal services contract to remain with the organization once he retires. And he would wind up giving the Astros a season to remember. Very cool. I can't remember his season with Houston, but sounds like it was a good one. Must have had some good numbers in that. So 19 years ago, Roger Clemens. And a little bit more recent, the last one, another Blue Jay story. On this date, 5 years ago, the Toronto Blue Jays would sign Josh Donaldson to a 1-year, $23 million contract. So talk about inflation. Roger Clemens gets $5 million, and then about 15 years later, Josh Donaldson gets $23 million. And at that time, it was the largest salary given to a player eligible for salary arbitration. beating the 21.6 given to Bryce Harper a year before. Also on that day, Chris Bryant would get $10.85 million for the Cubs. So Cubs fan Steve, you got your Chris Bryant. And Charlie Blockman, $14 million to the Rockies. Manny Machado, Zach Britton getting $16 and $12 million. So 5 years ago today, some huge deals were given out, record-breaking deals to some of the best-known players from that time period. You're surprised there's anything left of a Babe Ruth home run ball. Yeah, I think the ball construction was probably a little bit more durable back in the day. But yeah, that would be quite the souvenir. So that is your recap on baseball history. That is our connection with OOTP and baseball's past. So let's get on to our teams. Who are we? Viewer's choice. And DA, if you're still here, since it's your birthday tomorrow or on Saturday, give us an era of baseball. Where should our first era be from? And if I don't hear from you within a few seconds, then I'll leave it open to the public here. Viewer's choice. What era should our first team be from? Baseball rebirth. All right, an oldie. I love it. I would have selected an early one too. All right, team number 2. They are going to be a little bit more modern. 1993 to 2004. They are going to be from the Power Years. Oh, rebirth versus the Power Years. Interesting matchup. Next, we are going to determine the year. As we spin the hound, round and round the hound goes. And we have team number 20 on the list. So again, I get to do some counting. 1940, the 20th team on the pull-down menu is 1940. Don't know if Babe Ruth was around back then. Sure he was. He must have played 1940. And team number 2 is the 15th team from the Power Years. There's only 12 on the list, so we cycle back up. 13, 14, 1995. So 1940 versus 1995. Next up, the teams. We're going to spin the coffee cup. Let's spin the mug and see which specific teams are going to play each other. Team number 1. Oh, viewer's choice. Once again, DA, I'm honoring you on your birthday here. Give me a team from 1940. Who do you want to see showing down against a team from the Power Years? You got the Red Sox, we got the Yankees, Brooklyn Dodgers, the Boston Bees, New York Giants. Worst team that year was the Philadelphia Athletics. Who do we got? Chicago Cubs. Top record that year was the Cincinnati Reds. They were the powerhouse back then. Give you another. There we go. The Reds. Oh, he's going big time there. The 1940 Reds. All right. They will face off against oh yeah, you just wanted the sure thing. You wanted the good team. Good choice though. I can't even remember who was on the Reds back then. And we have the 14th team that they're going to face off against. And that will be... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Gorgos Reds against my former champs at the time, Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah. And then the final thing we have to determine is home field. Right now, home field goes to, let's see, Toronto. Will Toronto keep home field? Yes or no? Toronto will... Oh, who are they going to give it to here? Toronto, the cat has spoken. The Toronto Blue Jays will keep home field advantage. All right, we have an ad up here. We will be right back for the showdown. All right, welcome back after that ad break. We are ready to resume our showdown between the 1940 Reds and the 1995 Toronto Blue Jays. And again, we are only playing a one-game series, winner take all, to reach the 16 tournament bracket. And we are going to use modern era settings, so it doesn't give an advantage to one team or another if we choose their year. And we are going to disable injuries. There we go. Let's create our exhibition. May the best Blue Jays team win. Go Jays. Although they had a losing record, 56-88 going up against 153. All right, we'll wait for the game to load up here. Then we'll take a look at the lineups and some of these players that you should be familiar with. Here we go. Let's actually just go to rosters here. Wow. Very cool seeing some of these OOTP cards in action. For the Cincinnati Reds, Paul Derringer. That was a pretty good platinum card, wasn't it? Paul Derringer, 33-year-old in the lineup. Also, Junior Thompson, 23 years old. Bucky Walters. Mr. Lefty Guys. Mr. Johnny Hutchings. Whitey Moore. Elmer. Everyone needs an Elmer on their team. Elmer Riddle. M. Milt Schaffner. Jim Turner. Mr. Johnny Vandermeer. Yes. And kind of foreshadowing when I talk about my theme team later. Johnny Vandermeer. Joe Baggs. And then our catchers, Lombardi, West, and Wilson. First base, Frank McCormick. Lonnie Frey at second. Lou Riggs. Billy Werber. Eddie Joost. Billy Myers. Arnovich. Maury Arnovich. Jimmy Ripple. Harry Kraft. And then Mike McCormick and Ivo Goodman. There we go for the Blue Jays. Let's see. Get to the Blue Jays here. We won't read all the names. We'll just kind of read the starting lineup. They will likely have either Al Leiter or Juan Guzman on the mound. And the hitters at catcher, we have Sandy Martinez. At first base, 27-year-old John Olerud. At second, Roberto Redacted Alomar. Third base is Paul Molitor, 39-year-old Paul Molitor. Shortstop, Alex Gonzalez. Joe Carter, still on the Jays, age 35. In center field, Devon White. And right field, a great player that I remember. I think he might even be Canadian, maybe. Sean Green. Didn't he play for the Expos and the Blue Jays? Possibly. But here we go. We are going to get this game underway. Not sure, Erie, if we can pick a neutral site. I think I might have to program it a different way than the historical replay. I think it can be done, but because we've done it for the other 14 games, we're just going to do it the same way now. I'll look into it maybe when we do our 16-game showdown. Born in Des Moines. Okay, so he's not a Canadian. By the way, did the Reds win the World Series in 1940? Who was? Who was the 1940 and the 1995 champs? Because the Reds had the best record, but did they actually win the World Series? Yeah, I'm surprised with that record too. Guzman, Carter, Alomar, Devo White. Maybe they still had the World Series hangover. So the Twins won it in 95. And the Reds did win it. Okay, cool. All right. So here we have our starting lineup, which I read off there. Leading off for the Reds, Lonnie Frey. Leading off for the Blue Jays will be Roberto Alomar. Pitching for the Jays, 11 and 11 Al Leiter. And pitching for the Reds, 20 and 12 Paul Derringer. I like the Reds here. I like the Reds. I'm going to call 7-3 Cincinnati Reds. Even though Toronto has the home field advantage and we're using modern era settings. Oh, the Braves won. Braves. So it wasn't the Twins. It was the Braves over Cleveland in 95. And then the Twins won in 87 and 91. All right, here we go in the Sky Dome. We are playing at the Sky Dome, and Al Leiter on the mound against Lonnie Frey. We are going to go until runners in scoring position. And the Reds are shut out. 1, 2, 3. In the top of the first, we go to the bottom of 1. And Toronto gets nothing going. Leiter and Derringer starting off the game well. Inning number 2. And the Reds do have a little bit of action going on here. They've got Ival Goodman on second base, Billy Werber at the plate. Here comes the pitch. That is smacked to shortstop. Easy play for Alex Fernandez. And the Reds are retired. Bottom of 2. The Jays have Devon White on second. Alex Gonzalez at the plate, the number 7 hitter. Here comes the pitch. Gonzalez smacks us into left field. That's going to drop. Here comes Devon White. He will score easily, and the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Wow. Wow. The Reds have brought in Bucky Walters. What has happened there? Bucky Walters has come in for Paul Derringer already in the second inning. Let's take a look. Injuries are off, so I don't think he got injured. Yeah, not sure what happened there. Derringer went 2 innings. Devon White scored, and they've already replaced him. Oh, good point. Yeah. So they had Derringer as an opener and Walters as a follower. Well, hey, AI, they get to control the game. All right, let's see what Walters can do. And that is a fly out to center field. That will retire the side, but the 95 Jays get on the board. As we move to the top of the third, The Reds have a runner on second. Pitcher. So they have the pitchers hitting here too, even though it's in Toronto. All right, that's the AI. I'm not going to interfere. Bucky Walters at the plate. He drives one to short. Easy play for Fernandez. Runner does not advance. And Lonnie Frey back at the plate. Drives it down the first base line. John Olerud snags it. Throws it to Leiter. 2 away, 1 away. He was safe. They didn't get Lonnie Frey. Lonnie Frey beat it out. Runners on the corner. McCormick flies out to, Roberto Alomar drops the ball. Lazy play by Alomar there, and the Reds get on the board. We have just had a comedy of errors so far. Runners on first and second, 1 out for third hitter, Mr. Jimmy Ripple. Ripple drives one down the left field line, and that is caught by the left fielder. 2 away. Yeah, Alomar wasn't known for his errors. He did make them. Just happened to make one in this key pivotal game. Frank McCormick, the cleanup hitter at the plate. He's got decent contact, decent power. 29 years old, 4-star player. This is who the Reds want at the plate. 2 away, 2 on. Here comes the pitch. Cormick drives that into center field. Devon White doesn't have to move too much. He makes the play, and it is 1-1 going to the bottom of 3. Jays get nothing. Top of 4, Reds are threatening again. We have Billy Myers at the plate. Ernie Lombardi on second. Here comes the pitch. And he goes down on the outside corner. What a pitch by Leiter. He's got 4 Ks on the day so far. 2 away. Bucky Walters, the pitcher at the plate. And another weak ball to Fernandez. He will step on second, and the side is retired. Bottom of 4, Jays get nothing. Jays 1 run, 1 hit on 1 error. Cincinnati 1 run on 4 hits. Top of 5. They get a hit, but nothing else. Bottom of 5, Bucky Walters still in the game. He takes care of the side. Top of 6. Here we go. The Reds threatening again. Ivo Goodman on second base. Billy Myers at the plate. The number 8 hitter. Al Leiter still in the game. Oh, that's way outside. He walks him. That's going to bring up the pitcher. And they do pinch hit for Bucky Walters. Good decision. Mr. Lou Riggs. Not really your prototypical pinch hitter. Although he could take a walk. We'll see. 30-year-old Lou Riggs. Bases loaded. 1 away. Leiter looking for the double play. And, they come home and they do not get the runner at first. Smart decision by Roberto. Comes home with the play, keeping the score 1-1, but now they're back at the top of the order. Lonnie Frey at bat. He drives one to second. Alomar, no error this time, and the side is retired. They escape. They escape a bases loaded 1-out situation. We go to the bottom of 6. And the Jays, again, 1 hitter by the Reds. They are dominating on the mound. We go to the bottom of, or top of 7. Reds, runner on second, Jimmy Ripple. Cleanup hitter, Frank McCormick at the plate. 1 away. And that is driven to third, and they don't get the double play. Jimmy Ripple gets back. We have Tony Castillo. I don't remember this pitcher. He is in the game. He's from Venezuela. He came in at the top of the 7th inning. So far, doing pretty well. Ernie Lombardi at the plate. Oh, that is a pat. Looks like a ball. Catcher recovered it in time. Runner stays at second. This time it's driven into left field. That is going to test. No, they're not going to test the arm of Joe Carter. Runners at first and third, 2 away. Ivo Goodman, the number 6 hitter. And that is outside. Castillo still in the game. Bases loaded for number 7 hitter Billy Werber, who has nothing going so far at the plate. He pops up to the catcher. That'll do it. 1-1. Bottom of 7. We've got a barn burner going on here. Junior Thompson in the game for the Cincinnati Reds, 23 years old. And yeah, he is in the 2nd year in the league. Even a 2-way player, Junior Thompson, he could hit. Sean Green at the plate. Driven to deep left center field, and we have our first home run of the game. 427 feet for Sean Green. And the Jays go up 2-1. That's all they get. We go to the top of 8. We're going to play this out the last 2 innings. Billy Myers at the plate. He drives one into left center field. Devon White, routine play. Harry Kraft pinch hitting for the pitcher. He drives one to Alex Fernandez deep at short. Here's the throw. They get him 2 away for Lonnie Frey. Pop up. Looks like the catcher. Yeah, the catcher is going to take that. And the Jays are 3 outs away from another championship. Castillo was the closer, 13 saves in 72 innings. Yeah. 4.2 FIP, not very good. Yep. All right, we go to bottom of 8. Can the Jays expand their lead? Sandy Martinez, the catcher at the plate. He drives that one to first base, and the first baseman beats him out. Domingo Cedeno, pinch hitting for Toronto. He drives one into center field. That gets a runner on first base for the top of the order. And Roberto Alomar, can he atone for that error? He pops it up to the second baseman, 2 out. Paul Molitor, let's take a look at him. At this stage in his career, he's 39 years old. He would go on to play 3 more seasons. This would be his last year in Toronto. He would go on and finish his career with Minnesota, where he hit .341, .305, and .281 as a 42-year-old. He was still hitting close to .300. Wow. 1,300 RBIs in his career, 234 home runs. That guy was good. All right, what can he do in the bottom of the 8th? He deep fly ball to center, and just before the warning track, it is caught. We go to bottom of 9. Mike Timlin. Someone in chat tell me, was Mike Timlin their closer in 1995? Because the game has put him in as the closer. Pitching. We want to see pitching. 1995, he had 5 saves. So he became their closer. But maybe towards the end of 1995, he was the designated closer. So makes sense. Mike Timlin in to save the game. Mike McCormick at the plate. We got Mikes all over the place. And he is striking out on the inside corner. One away for Jimmy Ripple, the number 3 hitter. He pounds the ball into the gap, and that's going to fall in front of the right fielder. And the Reds are alive. They are one hit away from taking the lead. Frank McCormick at the plate. Look at that power. He is the guy they want up. 70 home run power. And in his career, in 1940, it was his last year. He only played 5 seasons with the Reds. 19 home runs. I wonder, because he was only 29 years old. Where's my researcher? What happened to Frank Buck McCormick? Why did he only play until 1940? Here's the pitch. McCormick drives it down the right field line. That is going to move the runner to at least third. Here comes the runner from third, and he is going to score easily. And into third with the triple is Frank McCormick. It's a 2-2 game. One away, Ernie Lombardi. Another guy with really good power. 32 years old. That's what I was thinking, Erie, is it's right in when the U.S. is declaring war. They declare war in December of 1941, I believe. So it could be. He could have enlisted. I wonder if he was a casualty of war. As Mike Timlin walks, Ernie's on first, Frank McCormick on third, one away for Ivo Goodman, who's had a pretty good game so far. He strikes out, key strikeout. It's all up to Billy Weber. Could Weber give the Reds their first lead of the game? It is into left field. Joe Carter with an easy play, but the Reds tie it up. Bottom of 9. We have Joe Fireman Bergs in the game for Cincinnati. He played until 1947. This was his second year in the league. Going up against Joe Carter. I like Joe's chances. And he takes the walk. Leadoff guy on. Not very good speed. Sean Green at the plate. Already has 1 home run. Green drives the ball into left field. That's going to go to the wall. Joe Carter hustles around second. On his way to third, he holds up. And Sean Green with a double. Devo White, all he needs is a sac fly. How about the squeeze bunt, Devo? You got a squeeze bunt in you? He drives it into center field, and the Toronto Blue Jays with a walk-off win over the Cincinnati Reds, the 1940 champions, go down to the lowly 1995 Toronto Blue Jays. Al Leiter, player of the game. He pitched 6 innings, 1 run, none of them earned. 99 pitches. Beggs took the loss. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. Sean Green went 2 for 4 at the plate, including a home run and a double. And other than that, the Jays didn't get many hits. They only got 5 hits. 5 hits for the Jays, 10 hits for the Reds. The Reds were just didn't get the breaks. Ripple went 2 for 5. Lombardi went 3 for 4. Yeah, the Reds, 2 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Toronto Blue Jays, 3 runs on 5 hits and an error by Roberto Alomar. So there we have our 15th qualifier, the 1995 Toronto Blue Jays. So there we go. The Toronto Blue Jays will join last week's winner, the 1992 Blue Jays. So we have a couple Blue Jays teams. We have 3 New York Mets teams. We've got a couple of Tigers, I think. Yeah, we have 2 Tigers teams and a couple White Sox teams. So although we have winners from all different eras, we have some teams dominating. We will find out next week who becomes our last qualifier. So thank you, DA, for participating and picking the 1940 Cincinnati Reds. You picked the best team from that year, and they just didn't get the breaks. Suspicious lack of Twins. Yes, maybe next week. And also no Yankees. No Yankees, no Red Sox, no Twins, no Dodgers, no Giants, no Expos either. All right, we are going to get into the teams now, get into perfect team and open some packs in just a little bit. Thank you guys, all 200 plus of you, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the historical replay. Like I said, it gives me a chance to connect to some of these old-time players like Frank McCormick. I'm really curious now, although someone did mention that he played until 1947. Where was that comment? This one here, Bailey. According to Wiki, he played until 1948 and died in 1982. So, yeah, maybe it's just an error on OOTP. I don't know. All right, let me just spam a couple quick tournaments here before I load up the game. All right, so the first team we're going to check in here is the theme team. So a little bit of an update on the theme team. Since Tuesday, I've only added 2 players. And both of these cards were cards that I pulled on stream on Tuesday. So Carl Mays, 87 gold Plat 4 player, he was added. He was in a couple shorts because this is back in 1916 when there were silent films. So he was in a couple of mutual or animated weeklies in 1916. Remember, on this theme team, I am allowed to choose players that have been in a scripted feature, movie, TV, Broadway, vaudeville, something scripted, or a contestant on a game show prior to 1985. It does not include television commercial appearances, talk show appearances, broadcasts of games. So it has to be something that is more scripted. Also picked up from Rob Fan. Well, not from Rob Fan, but from what Rob Fan was talking about, I finished in the semifinals of a Perfecto draft. No, I finished second in this Perfecto draft, and I chose Johnny Vandermeer to help me with my Walter Johnson Cooperstown mission. And he's good enough to play on the team. 99 diamond player. So I picked him up, and he was in the TV special Remember, which included Ethel Barrymore, Groucho Marx, and there he is there, Johnny Vandermeer. So he was in the Reds game that we just watched. He didn't get in the game, but he was part of that Reds 1940 team. He was playing in the bullpen at that time. So Johnny Vandermeer and Carl Mays, 2 Cincinnati Reds, Gorgo would really love that, have made the team. All right, here is the theme team. Lights, camera, action. And again, stay tuned. In about a half an hour, we will do our Thursday giveaway. Again, on the Thursday giveaway, you will have a chance to win 10 standard packs from OOTP, and I will be drawing 2 winners. And again, wait around for another half hour or so. Again, you do have to follow. It is kind of a requirement of the program that I use that selects a winner. So you have to be a follower, and hopefully you'll pull something good like DA did, where he pulled the Kemp card from one of the drops that he got a little bit earlier. Don't forget, DishNet is on tonight to present Mission 1 cards, which will likely be cards that have been released in the last month or so. So your Immortal set, your First Timer set, your December birthday set, the set that came out last week, the First Timers again. So if you are looking to buy things on the card shop, you might want to look for cheap cards now, cheap cards now that were part of recent releases, because after tonight, a lot of those cards are going to go up. Well, Rob fan, you got swept in the semifinals. Similar team. Hey, don't hang your head, son. Having a low diamond card, good consolation prize. Okay, so the lights, camera, action. How are they doing? Well, they are 64 and 28 in bronze, which has many theme teams in it. Some of the familiar names, we have the Cheese Trucks. They're in Discord quite a bit. They are having a good season. And I think they may be first. No, they are third overall. My big rival over the last 3 seasons has been this manager. Yes. Manager of the Jackie Robinson's Rumblin' Rookies and the Metropolitan Mets. I've faced them in the playoffs 3 years in a row. We have Iconium Copperheads. I rock this. You might know him. He's an affiliate for Twitch as well and OOTP. I rock this's Iconium Copperheads theme team is doing well, 51 and 40. Unfortunately, Gorgo's first kick at the can in theme team, he's in the basement, 33 and 57, but he just built his team on Sunday during his stream. So he kind of rushed a team together with the help of people that were watching, put together this team of all players that were born in, went to school, played in the Cincinnati area, and he'll build it up to be a lot better. Trust me, Gorgo's Reds theme team will improve very quickly. So that is how we're doing there. Mission-wise, the goal, the focus is to finish the mission for, where is he here? Walter Johnson, wherever he may be. I like to sort my missions here. It's a lot easier. So yes, Walter Johnson, CC5 War. I need 375 points. I have 175. So closing in on that one. He was in the movies, so I get to use Walter Johnson. Thanks again to Budweiser Bob, for subscribing earlier today. Budweiser_Bob, thank you. I hope I didn't scare you away with my singing. Please come back. Thank you again for the subscription, and thank you to Breakdown 91221 and 69 Mets fan for the follow as well. All right. Whew. Whew. Okay, Rocky Mountain Gladiator time. We are in Diamond 351. We have a lot of packs, as you can see. We have a crap ton of packs. We have a dump truck of packs. I am a pack hoarder on this team. I don't open tons of packs at one time until the really good cards come out, which we're starting to see now. So over the next 6 weeks, we will have most of these packs open. But right now, we're going to take a look at where we're at. We are 50 and 42. 50 and 42. 4.5 games out of the division lead. We have won 8 games in a row. Let's go. Like all the young kids, like all the young kids, like DA like to say, let's go. We would say in our time, cool or dope. Let's go is kind of that new phrase. So we've won 8 games in a row. We are the #1 team in terms of the bullpen that you see on the far right here. And we have currently the top pitcher in ERA. top pitcher. We'll get to him in a sec. Here is the overall rankings. The Tulsa Goldies. Dark Chaos Gaming. I've seen him in Discord. A 2-time perfect team entrant. He's got 2 Diamond championships. He's at the top of Diamond. The Yukon Silvers, run by Doc DC Cubs, 2-time Diamond champion. And the Gouverneur Destroyers, an E6 team they've just got 5 Diamond and 1 perfect. Big deal, right? 5 Diamond and 1 perfect. Yeah, I think they're itching to get back up to perfect. So that looks like the team to beat. My other team, the Jim Unknown Blue Jays, are right underneath the Gladiators here. We're not going to go to that team today, but they are 48 and 41. So both teams are over 500. Both are not in the relegation status. And in terms of wild cards, Rocky Mountain currently in a wild card position, and the Jim Unknown Blue Jays, go figure, are chasing them. They are a half a game back, it looks like. Rocky Mountain has played 3 more games. What a weird schedule. Wow. All right, let's look at our pitchers. If you did not see my stream on Tuesday, I talked about this. Gorgo was here, EVC was here, and I talked about pulling this card. I did not buy this card. I pulled this card while watching Gorgo stream on Saturday. He pulled a perfect. I went on stream or on my account, opened a pack, got the perfect Lefty Grove. By far, my best pull in Perfect Team 23. Yes, I pulled a Jackie Robinson. I pulled a Willie Wells. I pulled a Sam Crawford. He would rival this. But Lefty Grove is a top 3 pitcher, especially for lefties, which are hard to come by. So, yeah. Oh, there's 3 wild cards. Oh, so both as of this moment, the Jays and the Gladiators are in the wild card. So Lefty Grove currently is pretty good. 9-6, 2.44 ERA. He's got a whip of 1.21, 119 strikeouts. And like I said, he is leading Diamond right now. There he is in the top corner in pitching ERA. Let's take a look at the overall. And let's look at pitching. See how many Lefty Groves we see. 1, okay, there's our Lefty Grove. We also have Cliff Lee. He's doing well. Lefty Grove leading in ERA plus, leading in our WAR, leading in quality starts. Yeah, he's pretty darn good. And you might notice something about my rotation. I'm trying something different. Well, not different, but for me, it's different because I have not run a lefty cheese in a long time, since last year, simply because there wasn't 5 solid lefty cheese pitchers that I could use. So once I pulled Lefty Grove, I said, I'm going lefty cheese, because I also had Tom Glavine from a choice pack when they gave those free to us. I finished Carl Hubble mission. He's a lefty. And 3 weeks ago, I got Cliff Lee off the card shop. So I had some decent lefties, but then I pulled Lefty Grove. And I said, okay, he is going to be the backbone of my lefty cheese park. Then I went out and bought on the card shop for 212,000 perfect points. I bought him because he's good. And right now he's going for 211. So that's pretty much what I paid for him. He is, again, one of the better left-handed pitchers. So when you look at this, Lefty Grove, Hal Newhouser, Cliff Lee, Tom Glavine, and Carl Hubble. Even a lot of the stat crunchers, a lot of the analysts would say, yep, those are really good lefty cheese pitchers. Maybe some of the best that you can get out of packs anyway. There's some, Clayton Kershaw would be really good too, but that was a special edition one. So I am running a lefty cheese park. And those of you that are new, it's something you want to do if you want to move up the ranks. Remember, in Perfect Team, you start off at the rookie level, and then you have to do well to move up to the ultimate Perfect Team level. And if you have a bad season, you move down. No lower than rookie, though. So teams get promoted, teams get demoted based on your season record. And one thing you have to make sure that you do is customize your ballpark based on the players that you currently have. What does that mean? Well, are you running mainly lefty pitchers or righty pitchers? Are most of your batters lefties or righties? Because you can go into the customize your ballpark, and on Sundays, if you're not in the playoffs, you can set your ballpark factors. And it's hard to see mine because they're grayed out. So let me go to it a different way. Let's go to it this way. So here's my ballpark factors. My lefties are maxed at 1.1 for my left-handed batters. My right-handed batters are minimum. My home runs, same way. My lefties are maxed out. My righties are at the minimum. So what that means is that any right-handed batter on my team or any opposing team, they're not going to do as well. They're going to be toned down because of my ballpark. My ballpark suits the left-handed batters. So again, you want to really construct a ballpark for your rotation and for your hitters. My doubles and triples, I've got minimum. So I'm not going to have a lot of doubles and triples. So it's not a very good hitting ballpark for righties. So I've got lefty pitchers in a lefty cheese ballpark. All those power right-hand hitters that are in the game, they're going to come to my park and be toned down a little bit. Lefties will do well. So your Lou Gehrig and all these other guys that are left-handed hitters, they'll do well. So then for my hitting, I want to try and get as many left-handed batters as I can. So you'll notice my lineups, especially against the right-handed pitchers, are primarily lefties. Remember, though, it's going to cost you on the road, especially if you're in a righty cheese park, but you should do fairly well at your home games. I can't avoid not having any righty pitchers, but it's doing pretty well. So when we look at my record for a lefty cheese park, I'm 27-20 at home and 22 or 24-22 on the road. So not bad. I thought I'd be a little bit better at home, but it's working for me. Yes, that is my weakness, Erie. I totally agree with you. Very good point. So Erie points out that when you're setting your lineups, you should consider using daily lineups. So on the daily lineups, you look at your opposition and then you fill out your lineup for that game. It does involve a little bit of prep work. I think you can go, how far can you go in advance? 14 days, 10 days? Can't remember how far you can go in advance. I guess the issue with that is if your opposition changes pitchers or picks up new cards and changes up their lineup, then the one that you had set might not be the best one then. But if you're a micromanager, and you kind of need to be if you want to do really well, you need to check in every day, every 2 days. If you micromanage, it really can make a difference in making the playoffs or not. Absolutely. So 2 months in advance, that's my weakness. That's something I have to improve on. So thank you for that, Erie. Definitely something that I'll work on is my daily lineups. So up to 2 months, maybe. All right, guys, it is that time. Let's open some packs. We're going to open some packs, then we'll have our last ad break, and then we'll come back and wrap things up and do our draw. Thank you again for the 200 plus that are watching, that are following. We did some historical baseball. We talked real baseball and some of the moves recently. And now we are opening packs on the main account. Remember, I am looking for a Randy Johnson, Ty Cobb, or Frank Thomas. If I pull any of those 3 cards, we're doing a giveaway just like that for 10 packs. Okay, so we're looking for those 3. It's time. It's time. Let's get the dogs going. Let's get the barking going. Over 600 packs. Looking for a lot of new cards. Platinum 4 are always good. And have your card shop ready. Because just like Gorgo, I like to give the good deals. No giveaway yet, Brent. That'll be in about 15 or 20 minutes when we will do the giveaway. Hey, Tim. You got double diamonds out of your last drops, both lives, but it's 8,000. I like how you think, Tim. I like how you think. 8,000 perfect points. So yes, congratulations. DA 186 picked up a Kemp on one of his drops, and Tim picked up a couple diamonds. Rob picked up a couple golds. I get 3 timeouts if I need them, which generally work. And you know what? I am taking one after this pack, because other than Fred, who's a duplicate, part of the Rebirth Silver pitchers, I have him already. Lowest price is $413. The last 10 is $238. I'm in a Costco mood today, so you get the Costco sale price of $97, $197. Do you realize when Costco is selling things, they don't put sale stickers on. They put the price ending in 97. So if you see something at Costco that ends in 97, it means they want to get rid of it. All right, he is on the market if you're looking for a Fred for your team. And yeah, we need to call a timeout here really quick, really early in the game. Bones Eli, another silver, historical, part of the dead ball silver batters. I have it already. Last 10 is $295. You're going to get it for $233. The Hound deals are a rolling. Plat 4, Al Bridwell, not going for much. 98 is the lowest. I will put him on for 93 if you're looking for Al Bridwell. From the New York Yankees. No gold, no diamond yet. Couple historical silvers and our first timeout. Timeout. And what I like to do on timeout is play a little game called Gouge or Not Gouge. We look at the most expensive cards on the card shop. We decide whether the sellers have put up gouge prices or not gouge prices. So let's go 300,000. 300,000 or more. First of all, we've got a gold 80 level Billy Rogel, who doesn't look very good at anything except for his sacrifice bunt. And he is going for 300,000. Gouge or not gouge? Gouge. And if you're a subscriber, you should see an emote there that you can use to express your vote on these cards. Definitely a gouge. In one of the most ridiculous prices I've ever seen in this game, 99 Fred Hutchinson is on the card shop for a mere 69,420,420. Ha, ha, ha. Gouge. Gouge, 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 gouge. Yes, someone was having some fun with Fred Hutchinson. This one, though, little interesting. Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb on the card shop for 1.2 million or 1.1 million. About 100,000 less than his last 10 sales. 2 people want him for 860. What do you think? Is that a fair price? Or is that still too high for Ty Cobb? Gouge or not gouge? I think it's fair. I think that's a fair price. It's the going rate. It is probably the best hitting card in the game right now. It's the most sought after card. So I have no problem with 1.1 million. Next up, Cliff Lee, a pitcher that I own right now. I paid $404,000 foolishly because I wanted him that quick because I knew he was good. Lefties are really hard. If you can find good left-handed pitchers at a cheap price, grab them. There's a lot of righties out there, but lefties are at the premium. On for $320,000. His last 10 is $299. I would say not gouge. Not gouge. The perfect Pedro Martinez. 500,000. One of them on the market. 422 is the last 10. A couple people wanting to pay over 200,000 for him. I think it's fair. 500,000 is fair. He's hard to finish on the missions because some of the mission cards you need are very expensive. So I would have no problem with anyone listing him for 500,000. Not gouge. And we'll do two more before we go back to the pack openings. Mr. Bobby Matthews, one of the top right-handed pitchers. 300,000. His last 10 is 200,000. The 2 bottom ones are in the gouge territory. 300,000 is barely a not gouge. I think that's a fair price. 300,000 is a fair price. So not gouge. Mr. John McGraw. 103,000. The last 10 sold. Selling for 240 or 342. Few people want them, but they're not willing to pay that price. Gouge. I'm going to call this one a low gouge. 3 times what the last 10 sales are. Yeah, this is a gouge. And finally, Mr. Ohtani, the top bunts topper, the card everyone wanted to get, the card that would cost you millions of perfect points to get at the beginning, is now only $625. A great cap card. He can play in cap tournaments, and he is not being gouged right now. This is an extremely fair price for one of the best, if not the best, bunt card in the game. Not many of them are good anymore, but there's still a few that can play definitely up to diamond. Your Judge, your Trout, your Ohtani, probably your Sandy Alcantara. There's a few good ones still. Trey Turner. Max. So yeah, this is not gouge. Fair price, good price by the person selling it. All right, timeout is over. The boys have had a chance to recoup. Let's get back to the packs. Let's get the dogs howling, the dogs barking. Diamond, looking for our first diamond, looking for our first gold. Come on, OOTP. I know there's some good cards coming out tonight. Doesn't mean you can't give good cards during the afternoon. All right, we have a platinum, iron platinum Jeff Kunkel, and our first gold. I'm excited when you get your first gold. And I always quick sell my duplicate live golds because they don't go for much on the card shop. Some of the diamonds do, but not the golds. And yeah, we are just not pulling anything. This is just a ton of garbage. Quick sell. Not even worth listing. Gold number 2 is another live, another one we can sell off. All right, guys, we are coming up to our last ad break here. We will come back. We will open up a few more packs. I'm going to keep opening on packs for those of you that are subscribers and don't get the ads. We will see you back in 90 seconds. Be back soon, and we'll do our giveaway in about 10 minutes. Your chance to win 10 perfect packs. All right, we are back for the last short little segment here before we do our giveaway. Again, I do want to remind you that we will be giving away 20 packs in about 5 minutes time here to 2 different users. 10 packs to one user, 10 packs to the other user, standard packs that hopefully will help you get some of those cards that you're going to need for your missions tonight. Also, remember at 9 p.m. Eastern, we do have DishNet coming on. DishNet will be on. You can get 5 more packs from him, and he can help you decide which cards you might want to buy off the card shop or pull in packs. Like I said, you're probably going to need a lot of the more recent cards that have been pulled. And if you get those, good on you. It's going to make those missions a lot easier. Just reading through the chat, someone mentioned they just pulled a perfect Pedro today. Excellent. Yeah, that would have been one of the older Pedro Martinez, still a very good card. And of course, the newer one is the best of them. That's the Cooperstown one. But I still use that same Pedro that you pulled on my Gladiator or my Blue Jay team. EVC. Kind of noticed you popped in the chat there today. EVC is, of course, one of the affiliate streamers, and he is having a contest of his own. If you did not catch his stream yesterday, EVC is running a Guess the Content for tonight, and you only have about 2.5 more hours. You only have until 6 p.m. to get your entries in. EVC, if you are in the chat, you can post the link to your Google form, and people can click on that if they haven't entered yet, and they can enter and yeah, get involved. Make EVC do a little bit more work in compiling all the results. So yes, a giveaway by EVC that is coming up on the deadline really quickly here. All right, I think we are good. I think we got that link sent out and we got all the other information that you guys need. Nothing pulled good on stream today with cards. I opened up about 30 packs and got like 3 live gold and 2 or 3 historical silvers. So not going to open a lot more packs because we have some missions we got to look at tonight, and then we'll decide from there. So I will be back on Monday at 1 p.m. for you to collect more of your drops. It is a great day for baseball. It always is. Thank you so much for your support and your follows. Those of you that are subscribing, again, be kind to each other and someone else this week. Help them out in these tough times, and your support, again, is always valued.